uh, Facebook ads. So right now is a great time to be running these Facebook ads. Tons of people are at home looking at Facebook. Honestly, no better time to be running these ads. For the people that just got in here, I was sharing some stats. And I'm going to share them with you right now. So these are stats from two agents at our office, Brandon and Martha, for their ads they're running right now. As you can see, the top is Brandon, and he ran an ad and got 35 leads for 39 cents a lead. So this ad is still running. 35 leads captured with $14 sprint. He's got two people that are in the pre-qual process right now, and then two other rental leads that he's given out to other agents at our office. And that's literally for an ad that's only been running for a 7-day ad. It's only been running for a couple days. So, and then here's on the bottom, this one, our ads Martha has ran, and you can see this one ran for 10 days. She got 1,400 impressions, 205 clicks, and 30 leads. So that was about $1 a lead. This one, 1,000, so close to impressions, 100 clicks, and 18 leads, which still $1.67 a lead is not bad. And you can see this one's already on pace right now for 73 cents per lead. So this is a great time to be running these ads, especially right now when open houses are harder. This is a way to attract buyers. So this is the ad. So the first ad I'm going to show you guys how to do is an ad for a listing. It's the easiest ad to run, the easiest one to set up, and it's also right now what we've seen, it's by far been the most effective. So, and even for you new agents who might be thinking, oh, I don't have any listings, talk to an agent at our office who has a listing. Ask them if you can use their listing to run an ad. It's, in my opinion, it is no different than sitting there open house. You would be collecting the buyers from that open house, so you're doing the same thing. So talk to them, find somebody that will let you run an ad for a listing on one of their properties. And yeah, so, okay, first couple things we need to do to make sure you are set up to run a Facebook ad. Number one, click on your name in the top right corner. And for those of you that aren't, if you can, I would definitely recommend logging into your command right now. And if you have a second screen, put it up on there, or minimize this screen and make this screen smaller so you can do it. If not, I am recording this so you'll be able to look at it later. So, okay, so click on settings. My phone's buzzing. And then we're gonna go to right here, you can see you're gonna connect your Facebook account to your command. So we're gonna do it in two different places. So one is Facebook post scheduling. So you're gonna hit connect, and then it's gonna ask you to sign into Facebook if you haven't already done it. And then yours might be in a little bit different place. You might have to scroll down a little bit to see it. And the other one is gonna be right here, Facebook Ads Manager. So you're gonna also connect that one. And if you have multiple pages, you can do ads to multiple pages. It's not limited to one page. So, but go ahead and connect both those because you cannot run the ads if those are not connected. So everybody should go ahead and do that right now. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, please ask. Just unmute yourself and ask any questions you have.
Quick question, Casey. If we're showing ours as managed or connect more,
that means you're already connected.
So we're good. Don't do anything then.
Correct. Yeah, you've already been in one of my other classes where we connected it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. So so go ahead and connect those. And then we're going to go, and so like I said, first I'm going to show you how to do a listing ad, and then I'm going to give you a couple other examples of ads you can do and show you where, like in the design section, that you can find some content as far as like the picture you use for those ads if you're not doing a listing, and then show you another thing called a smart video that you're able to do now. But the first thing we're going to do, like it says, a simple ad, how to do a listing ad. So we're going to click on the left-hand side here, we're going to click on campaigns. And if you just click this red KW in the top left, it kind of expands this and you can see what these different sections are. So go ahead and click campaigns. And you can see there's a couple different types of campaigns here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is add our payment information because you cannot run an ad without your payment information in here. So I don't have mine because I actually haven't ran an ad yet, but you can do add payment method right here, and go ahead and put in your name, credit card information, all that stuff. I'm not going to do mine right now because I don't want everybody seeing my credit card. Not that I don't trust everybody in here, but so go ahead and put in all your credit card information and go ahead and get that filled out. And this is also where you can see all your ad spend metrics here. And I'll get into what these different sections mean also as we go on here. But go ahead and put in your credit card. Because honestly, if I was you guys, I would, while I'm going through this, showing you how to do this, I would be setting up an ad and I would start that running as soon as we get done. There's no reason not to. Even if you don't have a lot of money to run an ad for $3 a day for 3 days over the weekend. $9 and see what happens. And then Brandon made a good suggestion earlier. If you don't have a lot of money to run ads, run it each weekend, starting on Friday through Sunday, $3 a day, and just do that each day on the weekend. And that's barely $40, and you could get quite a bit of leads for that. And another thing you really need to think about is if you are going to run these ads, you have to follow up with leads. You can't, and not just calling them one time. And I'll talk about suggestions from Martha and Brandon on how they follow up and how often they follow up, and they're having great success with it. So you have to follow up with these ads. There's no reason to spend the money if you're not going to follow up with them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So create a new campaign, and we're going to do a social ad. And then we're going to name our campaign. So if you have a listing already in mind, go ahead and name it your listing. For those of you that don't, you can name it like listing or something. And then, like I said, if you go and talk to an agent that has a listing, then you can come in and change the name and put in all the information from that listing, which again, I highly recommend doing that right now for kind of think of it as a virtual open house that you're doing for their listing. So, I'm just going to title mine listing ad. And then you can do advertise a listing, attract buyers. That doesn't really affect how the ad runs. So I'm just going to do attract buyers. And then you can run it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're just going to run this on Facebook. And we're going to click Setup Campaign. Okay, so the way this system works is you can see down the left-hand side right here that it has these circles with a checkbox in them. So the way it works is if the section has been completed, it has a check mark in it. Now the budget's already checked because you've already chosen that, but we'll still edit that at the end. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is select a listing. So now one of the cool things about this is this has all the listings in here. So you don't have to go find a listing picture or find any of that information. So we're going to click add listing. And I don't have any listings, so it's not going to show mine. So I'm going to change this drop down here to say all listings. And I'm not actually going to be running this ad. So I'm just going to pull up a random listing here to use in the ad. So again, I won't be running this ad, but I'll just use this as an example. So let's pick one right here. One that has a good picture that is not, all right, that one will work. Okay, so you can see it automatically pulls up the listing information, puts a picture over here. So now one of the things that quite a few of the people that I've read about and seen videos on doing these ads is they treat the main copy section, and you can see all this stuff on the right side that's going to be in the ad. It actually shows you the ad. So basically you want to treat the main copy section as the headline because that's what people see first is right here on top of the ad. So we're actually going to treat the main copy section as the title. So for the title, you can pull that out of a you can pull that right out of the description. You can see it already put something right here for this house. So like I would definitely take some of this stuff out of here. And what I would say is try to make it engaging and broad for the title. Honestly, you'll know more about your house than I would. So a unique feature of the house. So something like amazing home for a great price, and then like this one's superb location in a sought after subdivision, only a couple minutes away from Fashion Square Mall. So take a little bit out of the description and use that as your headline. So, and again, it's going to pull part of the description, or you can go pull more of the description from Armless or where the listing is, and just short, but gives them some info about the house. Now, you can't put the price of the house in there, and you don't want to anyways, because you want them to contact you to get that information. So now the headline section, that's actually going to be that's going to be where your call to action goes. And so for that, you can honestly make it as simple as for price and picks. Oh, wrong order. Click, learn more. So just put click, like for instance, click, learn more. Excuse me. For price and picks, click, learn more. So, because you're going to be choosing a call to action button down here. So basically you're going to want to make that second part of that, whatever your call to action is. And really it can be that simple. And you don't have to even put anything in the description section. Like you can just leave that section blank. So they made it a required field now. Oh, that's super annoying. So looks like they make that a required field. So just put a little bit more info. You can put some more info about the home in there. So I'm just putting great location, so I have a placeholder there. But just pull a little bit more out of the MLS description and put a sentence there. Again, people usually do not even get down to that. They look at the top of the ad and then the bolded option right there, and they don't even get down to that. So you just put another line out of your MLS description. Okay, and then you're going to hit Save Ad Text. And so now we can change out the media info here. So if the picture does not have a great front, if the home does not have a great front view, for instance, it's a condo or just doesn't have a great front view, then you can actually click here and you can switch out, you can click change image and you can pick another one of the images from the house. Now this house has a pretty cool look to it for the front, so I would just be doing the front, but you do not have to do the front of the home. You can do a different place in the house. So select the picture you want, and I would just do one picture for the ad. You don't need to do multiple pictures. Now another option, which if you have it, I highly recommend doing, is a video. So if you have a video, go ahead and do a video. Like if you have a tour of the house, if you have a video, go ahead and do that. And you can, the way you do that is, you saw me switch it to video right here, and you can select media, and then you can either upload a video. That's what you want. If you're going to do it, you want to upload a video. You don't want to embed a linked video. You want the video to play right there. So make sure you upload a video.
Casey?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we insert one of our neighborhood videos that show the
100%. So I was just going to say that. So another option that they've just added to Command is these things called smart videos. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. So you can also create one of these neighborhood videos here. So, and the way this works, I'll show you how easy this is to create. So say this house was in McCormick Ranch. So I'm going to type in the subdivision, McCormick Ranch. Oh, come on. Let me try this again here. Give me a second here. I think with so many people on Zoom, it's running a little slow here.
Just wants you to sing us a song, Casey.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening. You can probably hear my neighbor's music downstairs, though. He doesn't actually work, so he just hangs out and plays music super loud all day.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Now I'm going to need to get out of this because this is not, looks like it's not going to work. Thanks a lot, James. I'm just kidding. Okay.
As long as I know we can do it, that's all we need. We'll work it out afterwards. Don't worry.
Yeah. So maybe oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do DC Ranch instead. So I'm going to click DC Ranch. I know McCormick Ranch works because I've done it before. Okay, so watch how easy this is to create this neighborhood video. So it gives you options right here: average home price, average price per square foot, number of homes for sale. So now the one thing I would honestly check on in Armless is make sure the number of homes for sale is correct, and you can change that. Now you can also change to say on the rise, holding steady. You can change these things, and you can change this actually if you want to. So if you want to title it something else, you can. And then you can choose these right here. So if you didn't want to do vehicle enthusiasts, you could, for instance, do dog lovers. And this changes some of the little animations in the video. And then your agent information, market center brokerage information, and then hit next. And watch how easy this is to create this video. And I'll show you guys what the video looks like. So, and this is just the beginning of these videos. This is the first one they're doing, but they're going to put a ton more of these on. So let me show you this real quick. This is really cool. And when the people are watching it, it won't buffer like this. Come on. Get ahead of myself. So these are the editable sections I was telling you guys about right here. We'll come up with different animations depending on what you pick. Don't know why the dog lover shows cows, but, and then it talks about your app. So this is a good advertisement for the app also. So, and you can see my logo's a little messed up. I just have to switch it to a different logo. We're using a different logo that fits in there better. So it's that easy to create a quick neighborhood video, and you can use that as your neighborhood video. Now, if you've created one outside, you can also, if you're doing an ad about something else, or if you wanted to do something from your design library, you could also. So you could have created a little social media post in the design section, and this is where you would browse for right here and load that. And after we're done showing you how to do this listing ad, then I'll show you that design section where you can go find different options of things to create for social media posts, and then also for these ads. So again, I'm just going to use the listing picture for right now, but I just wanted to show you the different options that you can do. Okay, so I already have the picture in there, so I'm not going to change it. So I'm just going to leave that there. You can choose the position of your logo, And so I would also, for this ownership statement, you want to include that and leave it as each office independently owned and operated. So you want that on there. And then again, after you're done, you're going to do save ad media. So now we're going to configure what actually happens with the ad. So right here in the Facebook ad section, you select the page you want it to run from. It's not going to run on that page because this is an ad. It goes out to lots of people. So you pick the page you want it to run from. Excuse me. So here's where we get into who the ad's going to, what happens when they click on the ad. So you have a couple different options here. So you always want to use the Facebook lead generation form. And what this does is, because of our relationship with Facebook, it will always give you their information when they click on the Learn More link. No matter if they put in their information on the page you send them to, depending on if you send them, because you can send them after they click the link to your mobile app website, your website, a single property landing page. You can send them anywhere that has a website URL. You can send them after they click the Learn More button or sign up or apply now button, whichever one you choose. But because we have this relationship with Facebook, whether they actually put in their information when they get to that lead capture page that you've chosen, you still get their info. Their info automatically gets sent to your command, whether they actually put it in or not. It pulls it right from Facebook. So that is pretty cool. So that's why you always want to use this Facebook lead generation form. And then again, you can choose Learn More, sign up, or apply now, kind of like the Learn More option. So now, where you want them to actually send them after they click that call to action button. Like I said, you have a couple different options. Everybody, so for instance, say if you were doing this ad was about the mobile app, advertising your mobile app. Well, then I would definitely want to send them to your mobile app URL. And after this, I'll show you where you can find that. You can find it inside the app, but I'll show you where on command you can find it. For a listing, I would send them to either a single property website that you've created for that listing, this listings page on your actual website. You can go find that listing on your website and then copy this information out of your actual website, paste it here, and if they click there, it will take them directly to that property on your own website. Or you can choose right here from sites you've already created in command. Oh, cool. So they do have that here for you. So they have the download my app page here. They have some old single property websites I've actually created. So you can send them a lot of places. Again, you get their information, whether they put their information in when they get to that destination, regardless. So pick one of those where you want to send them. I'm going to send them to my agent site homepage just for right now. Again, send them. There's a few different places where you can send them, wherever you'd want them to see your info and get possibly see more of your business. Send them there. So right here, we're going to do custom site settings. And this is where we start targeting different audiences. So you don't ever want to do target my database. That system eventually might be working. If you have thousands of people in your database, it's possible that it could work, but that would be targeting people you already know. So right now we're trying to get new leads, so we want to target a custom audience. So generally, I would recommend doing whatever city the home is in. So if it's in Scottsdale, click Scottsdale, Arizona, and then you can do a radius around that. It's up to you how far out you want to go. You could go 50 miles out if you want. That just spreads out the more people that will see your app farther away from the property. So generally, people have been doing it about 20 miles is what they've been doing. But again, you can go farther if you want. And after you do many different ads, try different things out. Try sending it farther out. See if you get different type of leads or better leads. It's up to you. You can kind of change that. So now, this is one of the most important things is your ad targeting here. So this is where you can kind of narrow it down of what kind of people see your ad. One thing you always need to remember is You never choose and right here. You always leave this on or. And the reason is if you choose and I actually had an agent who couldn't figure out why none of their ads were running. Well, he had put like 20 interests, but had used and. So for the ad to get to those people, they would have had to match every single one of those 20 interests that he put. So, and hardly anybody's going to match all those interests. So you always want to keep this on or, and a big interest to do is Zillow. So if you type in Zillow, excuse me, you can click Zillow right here as an additional interest. Now, if you're targeting agents, you'd want to do Premier Agent Zillow and Trulia, but we're not targeting agents, so we're going to do Zillow, and then we're going to, let me see if I have to save that first. And then another one is Realtor.com. And again, Realtor.com Pros if you want to be targeting agents. And you can see these popping up down here on the left. Now, there is tons of things you can do here. Like one of the ads Martha ran, she did about 20 interests. So you can do floor plan, architecture, first-time home buyers, for sale by owner, housing.com. If you're doing a condo or something with an apartment, do apartments.com or any apartment advertising websites. Basically, what these do is anybody who has searched for one of these things on Facebook or liked something from Zillow or any of that, that's who it's targeting. So now Brandon ran his ad, the one that I showed you on the top of the examples. He didn't do any separate interests. So my recommendation is choose some different ones, kind of mess around with it and see if you have better results on a certain ad, or possibly if you do, one of my theories was, and I just don't have enough data on this yet, is if you did targeted interest, you might possibly get people that are right now more directly looking for homes instead of somebody that just saw a cool ad and clicked on it. But honestly, none of those leads are bad leads. They can all become a buyer or seller in the future. And really with this, you're trying to build your database. So even if somebody buys in 3 years and you found them from here, still money completely well spent. So again, there's a bunch of different options you can do right there. And then you can save that. And you can see this is the estimated audience that it reaches. Now, that's pared down by the radius. So it's not really possibly reaching this many people. It's reaching a portion of this many people that are in the 20-mile radius of this address that we picked. So yeah, so again, think about that, test out different things. So now we get into, so first hit save Facebook ad. Now we get into the duration and budget. So Facebook recommends that you run the ad for 10 days and you do a minimum of $3 per channel, or $3, and per channel they mean if you're running it on like Facebook and Instagram, then it could do $3 per channel, which would actually be $6 a day, and I'll show you that in a second. So decide what your maximum budget is. So say I change this to $50, then you can see it change this for $5 per day because I'm running the ad for 10 days. So, and again, like I said, if you don't have a lot of money to run ads right now, that's fine. Don't not run an ad. Do it for, change it to $9 for your budget and change it to run the ad for 3 days. So run the ad for, oh, I did 12 days. Run the ad for 4 days, 3 days, run it for a shorter amount of time. And I would run it over the weekend. If you were going to do it only 3 days, I would run it over the weekend. So I would start it on Friday, the 27th, and run it to Monday, the 1st. So again, it doesn't matter how much you spend, you're going to get leads no matter how much you spend. So if you don't have a lot of money, $3, spend $3 a day, $9 a weekend, and start getting some leads on this. So now you can so you just save duration and budget. So you do have the option, and I don't know why did it not. Oh, because at the beginning I didn't select Instagram. So if I would have selected to do Instagram and Facebook before that first step, you would have the option to spread this out between Facebook and Instagram, and you can choose how much you want to go to Instagram, how much you want to go to Facebook, or you can just let Facebook and Instagram decide how much goes where. That's actually what I'd recommend. So that's how easy it is to create one of these ads. And I know it seemed kind of long because I was going into the detail on these steps, but that is a very quick process to create one of these ads for a listing, because it already has the information in here, and then you just save duration and budget. And so if you don't want the ad to start right now, do save as a draft. If you want to just go ahead and start it, if you did fill out the ad while we were going through, just do publish campaign. So I'm going to do save as a draft. And then give it a second here.
Casey, what's the advantage of putting more money in on the ad? Does it reach more people? Does it do anything different? They use up whatever you put in there, obviously.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed that it'll spend all the money you put in. It spends, so it's based on who you choose. So like if you really limited the piece of people it was targeting, then it might only be able to find say so many people that match that interest. So it might not spend your full $10 a day if you're spending $10 a day. But its goal is to spend the maximum, to spend the budget for each day and reach the people that you told it to reach. So that's kind of how it works. And the ad is not any different at all depending on the amount of money you spend. The only difference is it will possibly reach more people because you're spending more money in that day. So when the person that spent like $3 that day, when it gets that $3 limit, it's not going to try to keep reaching people. If you spent $10, it keeps going past that $3 limit, but it's not reaching any different people, and it's the exact same ad. The exact same ad is running. So
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
It's a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Can we tag the homeowner in this ad?
That's a good question. No, you can't, because it's an ad. You can't. No.
Okay,
you
thanks.
Can't tag anybody, and that would be, so if you were doing it in the post system, that's when you can tag the homeowner. But in an ad, no, you can't, because you don't actually choose specific people that it goes to, just a general range of people that it goes to.
Hey, Casey?
Yes?
Maureen. Hey, if we use somebody else's listing,
Mm-hmm.
will that listing agent's name be on our ad somewhere?
Nope. Nope. It won't.
Okay.
Yep. So everything you saw when you were in the editing the ad. So let me go back in there real quick. So this is, so you can see right here, this is exactly what's going to be on the ad. So they're not going to see anything else other than this. So you can see what it looks like on a mobile device. And so one of the reasons why I like kind of these shortened, not putting a ton of text in there, is because like what's on a mobile device, you don't want to read, nobody's going to read all that stuff. So you're just trying to catch their attention and get them to click to learn more information. So, and again, for those of you that are listing agents on this call, I wouldn't think of it any differently than somebody hosting an open house for you. If they want to spend money to get more buyers to sell your listing quicker, I can only think that's a good thing. So, okay, so let's go back to campaign here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what these numbers mean. So you can see it has duration, and then you can click right here and get more information about what these different things mean. So it gives you a little more info on each of these. So it talks to you how it's calculated, how this metric works. So you can kind of look at this and get a little more info about all this and how things are calculated and things like that. So the general idea though, and I'm going to pull back over the example I was using here. Give me a second. So you can see right here, I was getting into this earlier, cost per lead. 39 cents per lead because he ran an ad and he got 35 leads, and so far he's literally paid 30 and he spent $13 and he's got 35 leads, so he's literally spent 39 cents per lead. His cost per click is literally 0.1 cent per, or 10 cents per click is basically what he's paying. And then impressions is $11 for 1,200 impressions there. So it's pretty, the numbers are pretty self-explanatory. Like right here, you can see the ad Martha's running, the active ad. She spent $12 so far and captured 16 leads. And so, okay, now I'm going to get a little bit into follow-up on these leads. So Brandon is very good at follow-up. That's why he's such an amazing recruiter for our office. And I'm going to give you what he does for his process of following up these leads. And this is leads on a listing, not on recruiting. So what he does is as soon as so let me show you where these leads come if you get one of these leads, or I should say when you get one of these leads, because you will be getting them. So on your command homepage, you now have the option, and I just put out a video on this yesterday, to customize your homepage. So if you click right here, you can choose what you actually want to see on your homepage. So I just have mine as product updates, tasks, and leads. Now, two things that you 100% do not want to take off of here: tasks and leads. Those have to be on here. The other stuff, that's up to you if you want to put it up there. I took a couple other off because I didn't want to have to scroll down to see my leads when I logged in. So let me show you. If you do this, then, oh, cool, they did move it. Oh, that's awesome. Before you had to scroll down to see the lead. So that's really cool. They fixed that. So because I don't want to have to scroll down to see my most recent leads. So right here in recent leads, and I just marked a couple leads so you can see what it would look like. These are where any Facebook leads you get will show up. They'll show up right here in recent leads. So, and if somebody goes to your app and signs up on your app, then the lead will look a little different. It'll have a little green check mark next to their name. That means they signed up on your app. So, and then from right here, you can unmark as a lead, add to a smart plan. Now, what I recommend doing as soon as you see one of these leads from Facebook is click on it, go into their contact card right here, add a tag. So the first thing you're going to do to them is add a tag. So I'm going to click edit and I'm going to add a tag, and that's going to be a Facebook lead. So I don't have that tag created, so I'm going to do create a custom tag. I'm going to color it purple, and I'm going to do add. So now you have that Facebook lead created. So once that's created, now I'm going to show you what it would look like on when you already have the tag created. So we're going to go into Leslie, and again, we're going to first thing you're going to do is tag it. So we're going to tag it as a Facebook lead. You can see that tag is already created. So I'm going to tag that as a Facebook lead. I'm going to save that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unmark them as a lead, because I do not want them, after I've already done something with them, I don't want them still showing up in my recent lead section. I want them out of there as soon as I've started working with them. I don't want them showing up there. So now let's go back into this. So say we got that lead, we edited them, added the Facebook lead tag, we unmarked them as a lead. Now the next thing I would do is I would call them on the phone right then. Call them, say, hey, I saw you're interested in more info about the property on blah, 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 whatever the property was, or whatever the ad was about. I saw you were interested in my finding out more about my app. And I'll get into a couple more ads we can do in a minute. I'm just getting into the basics of what to do with the lead first. So then the way Brandon does it, if they answer, he talks to them, great. Now the next thing you do, have this contact card open with them while you are making that call. And then after that, you're going to add an activity, and you're going to say call, and you're going to write a description of what happened in that call. So you're going to do a description when you called, what happened in that call. Now, so now the next thing I would do is, depending on Did they answer the phone? Did they not? All that. That's going to depend on some. The next thing I would do is if they didn't answer the phone, I would shoot them a text right then and say, hey, same thing you said in the message, send them a text right then. Now, if they did answer, then the next day I would shoot them a text. And the way I would remind myself to do that is I'm going to create a task. So I'm going to do add task, and I'm going to say text, text, Facebook lead, or however you want to say it for yourself so you remember what you need to do. Add in the description, and then create the task. And what this does, when you're inside the contact card creating this task, it associates it with this contact. So it's already going to be associated with the contact, and then it's going to show up in your task section as the task to do that next day. And so, and then another thing you can do is look them up in the tax registry, and then create a neighborhood landing page for them. Send them a neighborhood landing page with their neighborhood in it, or neighborhood and a couple neighborhoods next to them if you want. And if you don't know how to do that, this week I will be putting out a video showing you exactly how to create these neighborhood landing pages. I'll show you how to do that. So that's a definite way to stay in contact, or to keep contacting them. Another way is to put them on a smart plan, like the app smart plan. So you can send them their app. This is if you're doing a listing lead. Send them your app. Again, I'll put another video out showing you how to set that up. So there's a couple different ways you can do it, but stay on top of them. So far, Brandon was saying with the couple ads he's done, he has been contacting them basically every day or every other day for like a week, and he's only got a couple people that told him, don't call me anymore. They weren't even looking at house right then, but everybody else, he's had fine responses, and it's been working really well. So keep contacting them, because they got to stay on top of them. So, and again, I really think for those of you that are using Command or whatever CRM, create the task, reminders for yourself, track it all right in here. So, and remember to unmark them as a lead after you've created the tag on Facebook and that type of stuff. Or created a tag and unmarked them as a lead. Okay, so that's kind of the general idea behind setting up a Facebook ad, running the ad, following up with them. So now I'm going to show you a couple different places where you can get, if you don't want to do the ad as the listing, or if you want to, instead of using the home picture, you want to do a little social media kind of cool little graphic in there. It's up to you. So I'm going to show you kind of where that stuff is. So to create the graphics, if you want to use some graphics, that's in the design section. And then I did a whole class in the design section last week, so I'm going to be putting that video out by tomorrow, showing you how to use this design section and going into detail on how to set it all up and everything. So when you're in here, this is all the stuff that you've already created. So some of you might not even have anything right here, but if you want to go create some stuff for social media, hit the plus symbol and click on social, and this gives you a ton of templates for different things you can do in social media. So this is going to give you access to a ton of templates. So here is a bunch of app posts for Instagram right here. Technically, you use those on Facebook too. The size will work on Facebook as well. If you click on listings on the left side, just listed, and again across the top here, it's got Facebook, Instagram stories. So you can click across the top and it'll size it for whatever medium you're trying to create it for. So, and one of the cool things about using these designs is it works just like the ad, where you can pull all the home information in, all the price, all the pictures. You don't have to get that somewhere else. It's all in here. And again, I'm not going to get in detail onto that because that's not what this class is about, but I do have a video that shows you how to customize this and do all this stuff. So, and you can see over here, there's just a bunch of different stuff. You can pull in neighborhood information too. It'll pull the neighborhood info right into the ads. You got local expert. You just have a ton of different stuff you can use in your ads if you want. I mean, I'm telling you, people have had success right now with just using a picture of the home, but you can get as detailed with this as you want. Again, some buyer information. So this is a really good one. And this is an example of the ad I was going to show you guys in a minute is when you're advertising your app, you can do a Keller mortgage ad combined with trying to get them to use your mobile app. So I'll get into that in a second. But again, you can look here and see a bunch of different options they have for creating things on social media. So, and then again, in the design section here, this is also where you can create that smart video that I was showing you. You can create it right in the ad, but if you want to create some ahead of time, you can do that too. So that's right here. You can just do that inside designs as well. I don't know if that worked. So video and then do next. So you can create that right in here too. You can see I have, so right here you can see the search for neighborhoods, pull up the neighborhood and do that. Okay, so a couple other options for the ads. Like I was saying, one you could do is based on your app and using Keller Mortgage as kind of like the attention grabber for it, and you're really trying to get them to start using your app. So let me get into that here. So say you wanted to do an ad for your app. And again, these don't matter what you do here. It doesn't change the ad at all. I'm going to do Instagram so I can show you this time. So, and again, right here for your ad text, for your main copy. So for instance, for your attention grabber headline, so this is again, if you wanted to use like kind of Keller Mortgage and your app to attract people. So oh, and I forgot also tell you also, if you're into using emojis and things, you can use these in your ad. So say right here, if I wanted to do that, you can add in little emojis and stuff. So that's kind of cool. I know people like using those, so you're definitely welcome to use those. Sorry, guys. So that could be your main copy, and then the headline. So that would be your attention grabber. So use that, and then right here again, you could use that smart video we did, because that kind of talks about the app. You could get an ad from get a design from your again, it's so annoying that they're making you do the description now. So and then add media again for this. So if you're just adding images, you can also, this is where you would browse the design library right here. So anything you've created, I know I didn't create an app. I didn't create an app, an app thing here. Oh, I did. I have a PDF. I don't know if that'll work for this, but let's see. So say that was one of the little social media posts that I'd created, and you just grab that, and then that can be, I don't think that's going to work because I think it's a PDF. Yep. So I'm just going to grab one of these other ones here. You know what? Yeah, there we go. So again, make sure that this is one that you want, that is like so I would make sure that that was like a Facebook app or an app talking about the app or talking about Keller Mortgage, one of those. So you could use that. And then this could be your app. And then when you get to the targeting for this, then you could do, you could link them again to your mobile app URL, which is an option. So I'll show you, and again, I'll show you where to find that in a second. So, and then for the targeting on this, you could do things relating to mortgage if you want. So mortgage loans, mortgage calculator, different types of things. So those would be any people that have been searching for any things related to mortgage. So again, mess with the targeting. That's up to you. And for this, I would probably do a wider, I would do Scottsdale still, but I would do a wider range on this. So do 50 miles and around Scottsdale. So there's definitely different options you can do, but you don't need to get too crazy. I'm telling you, the listing ads work really well. So, so let's see. I think that's really what I wanted to show you guys today. I know it's a little bit early, but does anybody have any questions they would like to ask? I'd love to take some questions from you guys on any of this stuff.
Casey, I had a question for you. When you were setting up the ad and showing us the Facebook and there was Instagram right near it, can we set it up to do multiple
yes, let me show you.
or not?
Yes, I forgot to show you that. Let me show you that. So you can see now, since I selected Instagram with that first step, now you have the option to distribute evenly across 2 channels. So this would be now, so you still have to select Keller and Realty. I didn't save that. So you can see here now it's added in Instagram ad or Instagram story, so you can choose which one of those you want now. So it's got that as an option, and I would just honestly do Instagram ad. And then down here, you can see now it also added distribute evenly across 2 channels. So what that means, you can see even though it says $30 here before, and before it said $3 here, well, that's because it's splitting the $3 between Facebook and between Instagram. So it's
I'm sorry, Casey, I missed the initial setup. So you set it up for Facebook, and then what was the part where you went in where you could split it away to do Facebook and Instagram?
I'll show you. Give me a second. I'll show you.
Thanks.
Yep, no problem. So it's actually in the first step right here. So you do a social ad, and then it's literally right here in this first, before you even get to the next page. Do you see this?
Yes, got it. Thank you.
This is where you would choose Facebook and Instagram, and then let me get back into there.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. And then, okay, so now, and you can see this is added, like I said, it added this right here, and then it also, for your duration and budget, it adds in, it splits it across those 2 channels, so you can have it distributed evenly. Or I know people have said they've had success with just using automatic placements for Facebook. So that's like Facebook and Instagram decide where they think the best place to run your ad is. So again, you can try each. They have tons of demographics and tons of research on this. So, or you can change this to, if you don't want, so if you uncheck this distribute evenly box, then you can also choose, okay, let's say I want $20 to go to Facebook and only $10 to go to Instagram. So you can kind of choose how you spread it out, or you can let them do that for you by using this automatic placement. So that's up to you. You can try out a couple different ways. And if you're big into Instagram, you might want to run more into Instagram. All I know is that people have been having great success with this on Facebook. At our office, I don't know anybody that's been using the Instagram portion of it, but they might have, and I just don't know about it. So
Casey, this is Patricia.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, question for you. Where we're at right now, where it says ends April 4th. So if you wanted to run it the following weekend, you just change that date after it runs out?
Exactly.
Okay.
So and another cool thing is, say you want to run the same ad twice. So say you ran an ad, you had really good success with it, you want to run the same ad the next, say you run it for 3 days or 10 days, you want to run the same exact ad again. Well, when you're on this page right here, you can just click right here and do duplicate campaign. So you can just duplicate it, and so it's after this runs, it'll say it's active, and then it'll say completed. And let me show you. Where was that? So after your ad runs, it'll say completed, and you can't start that same ad up again, but like I was showing you here, you can just duplicate it. And so let me show you what happens when I duplicate this. You can do duplicate. If it's an ad that had already run, you would be able to duplicate and run. You don't even have to go in and customize. You just click duplicate and run, and it's going to run the ad again. Now, I would always do duplicate and customize, so you can change the dates or do what you want on there. So duplicate and customize. It duplicates it, pulls you into here, and then you would just go down. If you don't want to change anything except the dates it's running, come down here and make sure your dates are correct, and then publish the campaign. So you don't have to recreate the ad every time you do it. And then also another thing, if you wanted to run a similar ad, but you want to, you want to use the same targeting and all that, well, you can still duplicate the ad and then just change the sections you want to change. Change the listing information, change this information to match the new listing, but then you don't have to redo the whole, putting the interest and doing all that stuff over and over again. You can just copy. You can use portions that you've copied. So, all right. Any other questions?
Hey, Casey, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you set up that ad, it had pulled the description from the MLS, and I noticed that you had deleted it. You had typed in your own text. Yeah. Are we able to leave that initial text there that's coming from the MLS, or is that
for sure? For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You just want to make sure that it's something you want, or like it doesn't have any like. Sometimes it has like weird ancillary stuff in there that you definitely wouldn't want in an ad, but yeah, it does that. So it has text for you to run there. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then as far as like setting up those ads, we had chosen, I think, a campaign setting where you're trying to attract buyers.
Yeah.
So that of course is totally legal to do, right? Because you're using that person's listing and essentially promoting it, but you would just be trying to gain business from the buyer's side. Am I
yes.
that right?
Yes. But I really would think, now technically I don't even think you have to ask permission, but if it's at our office, I would ask permission from the agent. I don't think an agent's going to tell you no, but just say, I'd love to do this. It's just like I'm sitting a virtual open house for you. So treat it like that. And I would get permission just because you don't want to ruffle any feathers and that type of thing.
So when we're selecting the property, we have to make sure that it's somebody else that's within our brokerage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be somebody in our brokerage. Now, technically for this, I talked to Kate, and if you want to talk to somebody at another brokerage and ask them to run it, you can, but then you have to mention their brokerage and their name in the ad. If you're doing our people, you don't.
I see.
Which I wouldn't want to do that for somebody else, another company. So, yeah. So yeah.
Thank you.
If we're just promoting like a generic house, let's say that's for sale, we don't give any other information, no pictures. We're just trying to get buyers to say, hey, I'm interested in something like that. We don't have to put specifics in there, right? We're just saying, hey, it's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, great views, call for more information and photos. Would you just kind of leave it at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you what you put in. It's up to you what you put in there. So yeah, you put whatever you think you might want to grab their attention. And again, you want them to contact you to get more information. So that's why you don't want to put every detail in there, put 10 rotating pictures in there, because you want them to contact you about it. So.
And once we save the draft and everything we want into it, we just publish campaign at that point.
Yep. Yep. So like say I have these drafts right here, right now. Well,
Right.
then you just go in and edit the campaign and then click publish instead of save draft.
Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. One more thing too on the way these work. So as far as payments go, if you run an ad and the budget is $30, it's going to pull the $30. It's going to charge you the $30. And then what it does is if your ad does not use all of that $30, it's going to give you the rest of it back in a credit right here. And then you have credits to run another ad. So that's just kind of how that works, just to let you know. So you will always be able to, and then you can get that money out if you want to. You can get it put back to your credit card if you want. But it's going to take all of it out at the front, and then it'll refund any money it doesn't use.
Hey, Casey, it's Maureen.
Yeah.
So, wanting to find out the notification, the only way you would be notified of it is that I would have to go into command and see if there's anything populated. I wouldn't get a text message.
Great question. So, no, there's another way to get notified. You need to have the Kelly app downloaded on your phone. So that's not the home search app. That's the mobile home search app. That sounds weird, mobile home search app. You need to have Kelly downloaded on your phone, and any notifications through command that show up here on this bell or show you the lead down there, those also will show up as a notification through Kelly. So you need to have Kelly downloaded on your phone, and you need to make sure that you have the notifications from Kelly turned on, because that's where you will that's the only place outside of command that you can get the notifications.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. And those include notifications from Kate, new people that come to your website. If you use the system to do text messaging through the system, that's where their text replies come to. So you really need to have Kelly downloaded